Hello, welcome back. I'm Mr. Shino. Um, on part one, rather, we started a discussion on how to get credible and verified contacts of Chinese suppliers online. And on that video, if you have not watched it, I will recommend you to click the next button and see and watch that video tutorial. So on that video, we talked about the 3 ways to get Chinese contact, and we started a discussion. We mentioned the 3 online platforms to get valid contacts. So in this part, which is the part 2, we'll be discussing the key verification and safety parameters. So on this part, we'll be discussing the key verification and safety metrics. So we need to go online because we need to discuss it based on the platform, each of the platform. First, we will start with Alibaba. Like I told you, I said in part 1, the first thing you do if you come to this platform, alibaba.com, is to create an account. So when you create an account, then you are ready to get verified Chinese contacts of any item you want. This is no limitation. Like, look at this My Market. You see jewelries, timepieces, eyewear, all things, every item you need. Lighting, are you dealing on night lighting, consumer electronics, flash, whatever you think, every factory in China is on this platform. Every factory in China is on this platform. There's no factory that exists in China that is not on Alibaba, because that's their channel to the world. People importing from Russia, US, Europe, all of them come to Alibaba. Most of them don't go to China, right? And recently, although Chinese just lifted COVID-19 travel restriction for people coming to China to do business, they just but there are still restrictions on visa. So most people depend on Alibaba to do their sourcing, right? So whatever you need, whatever category that you are into is represented in Alibaba. So if you just come here, you create an account, join for free. It's totally free. You don't pay a dime. So for me, I have an account. So I have an account, and my account is almost 8 years. Right? If you want, I can show you. I can be a supplier because I'm a good member on this. I will tell you that later when we start discussing Alibaba in details, right? There are levels to you get in Alibaba, and you will increase your chances to do some businesses, and it depends on how many years you have stayed on the platform and how it depends on how many years you have stayed on the platform, and also how many deals that you have did on the platform. So I'm waiting for the internet to open very well so that I will log into my account. So let's just wait for it to do it. The second platform is Global Source. So let me tell you a little bit different between these. Global Source, their headquarters is based in Hong Kong, while Alibaba is based in China mainland, right? Right. So they are based in China mainland, right? So this is my account. I'm a good. They have given me opportunity to upgrade to a good supplier, so I can sell, I can do trade, right? Not just a buyer, right? But before you get to this gold membership, it will take time. This account is almost 8 years, right? So I've been on this business for a long time. We have the global source, and they are the same thing with Alibaba, but a little bit background story about global source. These guys are based in Hong Kong. Before they move into becoming a B2B / a business directory, their major business is exhibition. In fact, they are the company that hosts there before COVID. They do host the biggest trade exhibition in Asia continent, even in the world. A lot of people come, and till now they are into exhibition. So now they are doing online trade show. Alibaba started doing that recently too. Online trade show, online exhibition. But these guys are good. So this is another Hong Kong Trade Development Council, right? So your business is on mission. This is owned by Hong Kong, right? So Hong Kong Trade Development Council is established in 1960 as an international marketing dedicated to creating opportunity for Hong Kong businesses. So here you meet more of Hong Kong suppliers. But the thing is that China have to they operate two kind of country, right? They have Hong Kong, they have mainland China, but I'm not going into details of that politics. It doesn't concern me. Back to our discussion, we are discussing about getting the contact of verified people that you can do business. Not the politics about. It's not about we're not talking about the politics. So, what you know that China, whenever you hear people say China mainland or Hong Kong, they are basically telling you that these guys are in Hong Kong, these guys are in mainland. Right? So there is the site, right? So if you look at the site, it look a little bit different from the other one that's the other two, right? So we go through all of them in details, and you will see, right? This is like owned by the Hong Kong government, right? It's like here in Nigeria we have Chamber of Commerce. So if it is Nigeria, this thing will be managed by Chamber of Commerce or Minister of Trade and Industry, right? So that's it. So back to Alibaba. So now we'll be looking at the key verification. So the first thing you need to do, for instance, assuming that you have created an account, I have my account in Alibaba. So I'm a gold member. Wow. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes great patience to get there. So now, for instance, we got a lot of inquiries about jewelry supplier. So if you want to get a jewelry supplier, you just come here, type jewelry supplier, right? When you type jewelry suppliers, the site will open, and when it opens, you will see customizable, ready to ship, all suppliers, verified manufacturers. So depends on what you want. So for instance, we are more of concerned to get verified suppliers. So why they have to specify it is that when you come here, you see two major key players: manufacturers and trading company. Later in the video, I don't want this video to be lengthy, we'll talk about the difference between manufacturers and the trading company and when to approach any of them, right? We'll do a dedicated video on that. If I forgot, just remind me on the group so that I will do that video. So I need to be a little bit faster. I want this video to just be part 1, part 2, and part 3. I don't want it to be lengthy. So when you click on on Alibaba, you verify suppliers, we talk about the key metrics and the parameters. And here is this. The metrics that you use to check, you need to check first, is to see if it is obviously listing verified. What this means is that this company have been verified by something like company like Terror Truck, who that we have our personnel present in China who does factory inspection, factory sample. Take your sample, look at your sample, quality assurance, sample quality assurance, and then verification. So these are done by third party, and they have verified this, and they have listed these capabilities of this factory. So this factory have ODM service available. They have agile supply chain. They have minor customization. They have full customization. They have warrant available. So the next parameter you need to check before you contact that factory on Alibaba, you look at the age. How many years? I told you that I've been on Alibaba for almost 8 years, right? So when you look at the years that these guys have stayed here, that means they have been here for 8 years doing business with people with no issues. So the age matters. So if you are doing this, go for 2 years upward. 2 years upward. So sometimes it's better to go for 3 years. Then you look for staff. You look at the staff strength. So this company have over 690 plus staff, and they have did business with a tone of $3,200,000 and something. So these guys have did a lot of business on this platform. I told you the parameters is you look for the verification sign, look for the age, look for how many staffs. These things before they released it, it have been verified. Like the staff have been verified. Then the number of deals is auto-generated by deals they close on the platform. So anytime they close deal on the platform, it is added to them instantly, right? So with this, and also you look at review, rating and review matters a lot. So these things are the things that you take time to look at each of the parameters. So let's look at reviews, and let's look at the company page. And then other things that I didn't mention, I don't want to, is trade assurance. You look at if this company supplier features, right? The supplier features, do they do trade assurance? If they are doing trade assurance, awesome. So you see what the suppliers can offer to you. They can offer a professional inspection process. That means you can tell us to go to this supplier and we go and further do extra verification for you. For that service, we charge only $50, right? So cheapest in the market currently. So they do R&D research capability. There are certifications, because management certifications, you can even filter the kind of supplier you want based on the certification. For instance, if you're into electronics, there are some kind of certification that you need electronics company to have. If you know that, you can filter it using this. So we are still talking on the parameters. So this is taking a little bit of time. So the rating and the view, you review matters when you are doing anything online. So you read the review, you check the transaction history. These are parameters. Then company introduction. You need to look at the company introduction. You just take your time. Don't be in a haste, right? Because if you want to get the best, don't be in a haste. Take time. You can go as far as 100, 200 suppliers until you get the best you want. Then you narrow down. Maybe you have a list. You make a list of 50. Then you narrow it down by price bargain. So when you start bargaining them with pricing, and then you